These directions will take you step by step through the assignment for the PowerPoint presentation describing your study. This posting lists what each part of the presentation should include in your slides. Click on Learning Modules in the toolbar on the course website. This is what the assignment asks you to do. In this way, you will familiarize yourself with the basics of an effective presentation. Click on Learning Modules in the toolbar on the course website. The graphic organizer should help you plan your presentation. PowerPoint is an application in the Microsoft Office program. As the screen opens, the first slide will appear. To insert additional slides to the presentation, click on the second icon from the left. This is the New Slide button. Once you have created a slide, you will see it appear in the pane on the left. The slide you are viewing or constructing will be highlighted with a dark blue rectangle around it. You can add as many slides as you like. Slides should include only keywords, images, and charts rather than a lot of text and hard-to-read tables. This means you will have to decide how best to summarize and represent your action research. If you use an Excel spreadsheet, a button allows you to represent data in charts or graphs. Alternatively, you can use the Chart tool in the Insert tab on PowerPoint. The object here is to note key ideas in a few words. This slide may include students, parents, administrators, and CBOs. The rubric and models will give you some idea of how a range of students handle this presentation. These questions allow you to do a self-check. You might also want to run it past a family member or friend to test out whether or not it is clear and concise. Click on Learning Modules in the toolbar on the course website. This step allows you, your peer reviewers, and me to use the same criteria to assess your work. These are the criteria by which your work will be judged. This method gives each student a wider panel of judges using the same criteria. You might want to use this with your own classes or staff. Each student will review 2 others and be assessed by 2 classmates. Each student will read the same student's papers and PowerPoint. Make certain to use the right sheet for each of your peer assessments of the paper and PowerPoint. Click on the appropriate posting to see the Excel sheet. Once you have done this, a pop-up window will appear and tell you that the Microsoft Excel program will open the file. When the file opens, you should see a screen like this. Follow exactly the same procedure to open the spreadsheet for the PowerPoint assessments as you did for the final paper evaluations. And then you will see the PowerPoint spreadsheet. For this assignment, you will see a name in each column. I have used letters here as an illustration. For this illustration, we will use Student A. Student A appears as the first reviewer for Student L and the second reviewer for Student K. Student A's paper will be evaluated by students L and B on the line next to Student A's name. Use the rubric for the final draft to assess each paper you are reading. This form is posted in the Learning module for Session 14. To maintain confidentiality, I identify students by class ID numbers. You enter the grade for each of your peers on the line next to your class ID number. Do the same thing for the second paper you are reviewing. This form is posted in Learning Module 14 for evaluating the PowerPoint based on the papers you have read. After you have read each paper, evaluate the effectiveness of the accompanying PowerPoint and decide whether or not it summarizes the action research. To maintain confidentiality, I identify students by class ID numbers. Once again, enter your grade for the PowerPoint on the line next to your class ID number. Do the same thing for the second PowerPoint you are reviewing. Your peer evaluations are completely confidential, as no one else but me has access to your assignment area. To avoid highballing or lowballing grades, I will discount discrepancies of more than 10%. This step allows you, your peer reviewers, and me to use the same criteria to assess your work. Hooray, you've done it! Now look at the posting in Session 15 to evaluate yourself and give yourself a final grade in this class.